spread the healing word. Veterans unite, it's time to break the chain. We'll face it together, we'll rise through the pain.
All right, welcome back over to Porch Talk Podcast. I am Curtis.
I'm Lonnie.
And Tyler is MIA?
Yeah, he's taking care of family stuff today.
It sounds like that he had a little bit of emergency. We'll go ahead and just get started without him, and he can just catch us on the air later on. Today we are going to be focusing on a certain topic that we've all discussed and
Couple times,
and this is one that we really actually wanted to really get in touch with. And we've also discussed that maybe rabbit holing might be a little bit of a bad option, just for the moment anyway, because there are some certain goals that I do want to reach with this podcast. And so we are listing this episode as embracing healthy ways to cope with PTSD. Now, like what we discussed, I mean, Tyler would have been a pretty good candidate for this topic.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that he's got some issues that he currently deals with, and but I don't know a whole lot about you specifically. Is there anything that you could specifically talk about that you are comfortable with about just like a brief mentioning about PTSD and your issues that you have?
Yeah, I mean, so I try not to talk about it too much, but I mean, I think we talked about it in the first episode. The gym is usually is a really good one for me. It's because it's a good way for you to get the aggression out or whatever. If it's just a place for you to, it's you, right? You're not with anybody unless you have like a partner to go with, which I don't, but I just put my headphones on and just do my thing, and that's an hour and a half of just me time. Other things that I do are like the Harley rides and everything like that. Something about just being out, letting the wind hit you in the face or anything like that. Because, you know, Utah, I know I should have my helmet on, but Utah's, it's not a helmet law state. So on those days that I'm really just needing fresh air to the face, I get on and I just go ride. It's one of the things that I don't know. I do anything I can to try to find that doesn't involve medicating. I don't want to be medicated. I don't want to be not myself.
Sure.
So, and that was one of the things. So, and then obviously talking to people about it, not harboring that shit. Like, you don't have to talk to everybody about it, but like a therapist or like a psychiatrist, whatever. That's a therapist who I went to. I've actually started going again because this last deployment I realized like certain things were like my fuse is a lot shorter than it's ever been. So, and which isn't good because then I'm yelling at my wife or whatever for no reason. My kids, they're 5, like, and then me blurting out on them and having aggressive stuff with them is not fair to them when they're still learning. So I caught on to it. I figured out what was going on. So I put in to go talk to a therapist and stuff. So I just started that and going, 4 weeks now of that, 3 or 4 weeks. So that's really all I have. I do what I can, and then like I just try to be there for people because I get it. Like, you have people that, and again, it doesn't, like, this is people that just every day, you don't have to be military to have PTSD or anything like that. It's not military related, right? So, like, you can get PTSD from a car accident. You can get PTSD, women from getting abused or raped or anything like that. Like, it's stuff anything causes it, right? It's something that happened that's caused stress. And so, like, I just try to be there for everybody. That if they're feeling like they can open, like, that's my whole thing, is I just try to feel like I can be an open and approached person, that they can come talk to me, like, dude, this shit's like bugging me. And that it doesn't even need to be like a matter of talking about the topic, right? They just have something going on and they need to vent. I can bring it on, like, just talk to me. Because I've learned through my own self stuff is, like, harboring that shit is not healthy. And all it does is because, like, for me, there are certain times, like 4th of July gets to be a little nerve-wracking for me. Like, I can enjoy fireworks all day long. Like, I don't have a problem with those. But some people, if they go and like they light a big bang off and I don't realize it and it goes off behind my back, for some reason that gets something going. I don't know what it is, and it sucks because then you get mad at yourself because now you're going into a panic attack or whatever, and then you feel bad, or you feel not really bad, but like mad at yourself because you just lost control over your body, and like you know it's not your fault, but at the same time you're like, why does something so small have so much control, and it just pisses you off? So like I get those relations or whatever. So like I said, for other people that are around me, like I hope they know that they can come talk to me. I try to let them know, hey, you don't have to suffer through that shit yourself. Like, don't think it's stupid. Like, it's not. If something happened, and you might not even know what it is that happened that makes you have these tics, right? Like, some people don't even know. So it's just one of those. If you can figure it out, then that's good on you for noticing it. But I don't know. Until then, I'm like there to.
You know what? And it's very, very, very. What would you call it? Very extraordinary. I mean, like what you said with you don't have to be a veteran to have PTSD. You don't have to be a first responder to have PTSD. And I don't know exactly if I would have like a certain PTSD incident that I have, but I mean, and I've never had, and I've talked to this about my therapist before, and she has actually said, yeah, I would think that it would be, and I'll go ahead and I'll talk about it. And it was a specific, it was actually a car accident, like you said, that I've had. Mm-hmm. And so I was on my way northbound I-15. I was passing the Roy exit, and I was in the passing lane. And right next to me in the center lane is a semi-truck with a trailer. And as soon as that I get into the passing lane to pass him, he goes ahead and he puts his back tires into my Toyota Corolla. And it slammed me up against the Jersey barrier, slammed me back towards the truck, slammed me back towards the Jersey barrier, and then back towards the truck again. And then I started getting dragged about maybe, I would say maybe 100 yards, and just dragged underneath his tire, and it could have just gone over my hood. Right. So, I mean, and yeah, like it bothered me for a little while, but what I really started to notice is that when I try to go past a semi driver, you will notice every now and then I will freeze and I will stay level with him, and I'll just like kind of chill out. The only crappy thing is that I start to freeze, and like Brandy, my wife, will be in the car with me, and I'll just like start hitting the steering wheel or something like that. Like, why the fuck can I not do this? I can't pass this guy, or I will pass him, but I'm doing like 100 past him. Right. I'm flying right past, but I can never just creep slightly past him. I'll either freeze or I'm just gone. Right. And I get so upset about it.
Well, I'd rather see you fly past him versus freeze next to him, because when you freeze next to him, you have those issues where they can't see you. Absolutely. And then you're even more you're even more of a danger to them, because they shouldn't be coming over to that lane, but at the same time, it's like shit happens sometimes. And sure. But I mean, because I can respect that. Hell, I do that. I don't like, my parents are truck drivers, so I've learned not to be there. So good. I hate the people that sit there and like they're in the trailer, like, and they can't see, like you're in a dead zone that they can't see, and I'm like, this is not the place to be sitting. Would you freaking go? Absolutely. Like, stop just sitting here and move. Absolutely. So, but when it's free open, every time I'll do 90, 100 just to get past them. I'll slow back down once I'm past them, and then if I ever get pulled over, I'll be like, I don't want to sit next to the semis. Like, I don't know what. Absolutely. I went 5 feet and I went 100 to get past them and away. And then I slowed back down to the speed limit. That's just how it works. I mean, and so it sucks. So, I mean, so the only, like I said, going through like therapy, I've talked about it with my therapist before, and anxiety. I have real high anxiety. That is one thing that I definitely will admit. Yeah. And that actually helps out a whole lot with it too, with going to therapy. Have you ever done anything with like group therapy before? Brief mentioning on like benefits connecting with others. I haven't. I mean, other than like talking with you guys or like with Ty or anything like that, like a group of other veterans or anything like that. Just friends maybe is the only group. I haven't actually gone to any like therapy with like a group therapy or anything like that.
Kind of like a AA meeting kind of group thing. Is is anything like that?
They have stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know what they're called. I know they have those group kind of situations. But yeah, I've never attended them. I've never looked for them. So I can't speak well on that one. I know they're out there. The VA offers a lot of that stuff too with their in-residence stuff. So, but yeah, other than just talking with friends outside of a therapist, that's all I've ever done. But I mean, therapy is really just a good way to go. I mean, and we've said it a lot just in the short time we've been talking. And like, I just want to, like, people put a bad stigma on therapy. They think it makes you less of a person. It makes you weaker. And I don't think so. If you know that you don't have control of something or whatever, what's wrong with going and figuring out what the hell's going on? Like, if you broke your arm, you're not going to let it just stay broke. You're going to go to a doctor to fix it, right?
Get it fixed.
So if something's not going right in the noggin, why would you not just, like, it doesn't make you less of a person. And then, like, I try to preach that to my new airmen and stuff like that, is because it used to be like, if you went and reported any of this stuff or anything like that, it could be career ending, right? Which is why people wouldn't talk about it, which is why things would go bad or they would get worse. And so, like, I try to tell my people now, like, just because you're seen, somebody's not going to make you get kicked out. Like, you need to report the shit so that we can help you. Like, there's no reason that you should be suffering in silence and then it drives you to the point that you want to, like, drive off a cliff or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, just, yeah. But anyway, going back to, yeah, I wish I had more on that one, but
is this something that you would be willing to try if you ever got to that point?
If I felt I needed it, yeah. Like, if I could...
To whatever would work.
Right. Because I don't, like... I know this shit's not just going to go away, right? Like, that's forever. And probably not even forever, but it seems that way. That I know they're trying to find new ways, because it's an ongoing problem, right? Not just for me, but, like, it's an ever-growing problem. So there's things that are trying to focus on that to try to take better care of it, to kind of help these individuals out. So I don't want to say it's forever, because who knows, maybe they'll find the next thing that makes it go away or finds it. So if there are other things that would be offered that, say, for the group therapy, like the other things, sorry, another group kind of thing that I could think of is they do equestrian therapy, which is with the horses. And I know for a fact Ty did those.
Okay.
And they used to be offered through the VA. But that's a group thing. That's like a one-on-one with you and the horse, but there's usually like 4 or 5 of you in those kinds of situations, as far as my understanding is. But I know that Ty did the equestrian thing, and it's actually what we're trying to set up here at the house. My wife, that's why we have 6 horses now, because she wants to try to help, like, kids that have trauma or whatever, or women, anything like that. And then if she can get into it, she would like to do the veteran thing as well too.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. She can't be a therapist because she hasn't been to school, but she's done schooling and stuff that she can kind of be like a counselor, so she can guide and give guidance, but she can't be a doc. She's not a therapist, so she can't prescribe anything, but she can talk to people.
Sure.
So that's what the goal is. We want to get a nonprofit thing kind of set up so that she can kind of do that and try to take care of people and try to help, because she's seen it. She's had a couple kids, like, just so, like, I know we're mainly focused on veterans and first responders and stuff, but, like, one of the coolest stories she's ever shared with me is that she had this little girl. I think it was when she was, I can't remember if it was when she was training, when she was younger here, or if she was up in Washington. I want to say it was when she was here in Bountiful. But she had this little girl that she was teaching, and she's just doing her normal thing, teaching the little girl, da-da-da-da-da. And I guess this girl just got this big smile on her face. And Talia turned around and her mom was crying. And Talia's like, what is going on? Like, did I do something? Is something wrong? Did I miss it? And she's like, no, she's autistic. And she's like, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
Man.
Like, I didn't think my daughter, like, this is the first time I've seen her smile. And so Talia's like, that's where she started, that, like, that little seed of something then has blown into what she wants. This is what she wants to do. So
I found what I want to do.
yeah, she just wants to try to help people because, again, like, going back to the control of something, right? These trauma situations, they make you feel like you've lost control, like you can't get, somebody beats you, somebody does this, somebody whatever, or you go through this, so you can't control something. So the way the equestrian thing kind of works is you build a connection with the horse or whatever, but, and I wouldn't say it's a control, but you get this 1,200-1,400 pound animal to do what you want it to do, and it kind of makes you go, well, if I can control this, I can control what's going on in me.
Holy moly.
So, and like, it's actually helped me out. Like, I don't go to equestrian therapy, but my wife walks me through, and I go and I hang out with the horses. There's something peaceful about it. They drive me absolutely up the wall sometimes, but when you just get back and hang out with them and you just love on them and scratch them, dude, it's awesome.
That's way cool. That's very excellent.
So,
well, yeah, I mean, that just basically covers it with like your group therapy and everything like that. That's way awesome. What do you think about like any type of breathing techniques that you do? Do you have anything that you have anything in common?
They do a couple deep breathing exercises. Basically like slow counts and holding your breaths and like
the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method.
yeah, and the woo-saw and like the woo-saw you're saying actually as like you breathe out, it's like woo-saw. Like it I don't know. It's supposed to just help you. Like, I'm not good on the breathing thing. I need to practice it. So there's actually, I gotta go find it again. Speaking of, it's funny you bring it up because so the last meeting I went to, my therapist, she gave me a paper of like these techniques and stuff to like recenter you basically, like going and running yourself under like a 10-second cold shower just to like freeze your state of mind so that you can just like refocus and re-engage. Because like she gave it to me because like we're sitting in the I'm sitting in the waiting room, and this kid couldn't have been 15 years old, has a little cup of ice and drink or whatever with a straw, and it's at the end where it's just slurping and you know it's gone. And he keeps making the noise with it, and his mom tells him to stop, and he does it, so he gets in her face and does it to be annoying.
Oh no.
And it's driving me nuts, and I'm like, I should not be this mad over something like this, but I'm like ready to wring this kid's neck. Like, dude, one, you're being super freaking disrespectful to your mom, but two, now you're just being ignorant because the freaking thing is gone and it's empty. Throw it away.
No kidding.
Now you're just being annoying to be annoying. And I told her this, and she actually just kind of laughed. She's like, so there's nothing wrong with that, like, but we can work on that, because you're right, you shouldn't be getting mad at stuff like that, but we can come up with ways to like bring you back to where you're like not pissed. And so I'm glad you brought that up. Now I gotta go find my paper.
Well, good.
Because I got a 20-hour flight coming up next week.
20 hours?
Yeah, I gotta go overseas next week, so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, work calls. But it's only for a few days, so it's not like I'm deploying again or anything.
Well, that's a lot better than deploying, I would imagine, anyway.
Yeah, that'll come up in a few years, though. So I say I'm never going again, but luckily my wife knows what she married.
Oh, yeah, I would
she
imagine.
She knows me better than me.
So we went through the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 methods and and everything like that. Mindfulness and self-help. How about like meditation or journaling?
Meditation is good. It gets you to get out I've been meaning to be better at that. Like, I'll have my days where I'll actually just write down, I felt like this, da 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 da. I don't do it daily. I wouldn't even say I do it weekly. It's just kind of like, oh, I should probably write this down.
Whenever you feel it.
Yeah. And so But journaling is definitely good, and meditation. Meditation is just another way of centering yourself, right? I feel like both could go in hand. I know some people, I've heard it in a couple other podcasts, that people take their journaling time as their meditation time, because they're just actually sitting and centering themselves and bringing all their thoughts to the front of their mind and putting it to paper to get it off their chest. So to them, journaling and meditation kind of go hand in hand. So, I mean, yeah, I again, all things that I should probably be better at doing, and it'd probably make me a lot nicer person, but
yeah, I get it. I mean, a nicer person. Dude, so let me tell you this story real quick, is that me and Brandy, we were leaving the store the other day, and I should not get this mad. But I am in the parking stall in front of this store. Okay, it's like a strip mall store.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull right in front of it in a stall, and I go in, I get my products, and I come back out, and this guy in this Toyota Celica pulls in kitty corner into a stall, taking up 3 places. There's no one around, okay? He just did it because he can. And I mean, he had like, I don't know, he had a female with her in the shotgun seat, and he gets out and he starts laughing, and I start laughing at him. And he says, "Hey man, I just got places to be." And I said, "So you park like an idiot?" And he says, "Yup," and walks away. Dude, I talked about that for like 20 minutes after it happened. Brandy finally looked at me and just said, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Why? Why do you do that? I don't know. I don't know why I get like this. I got mad for the dumbest reason.
Yep.
And this is the one thing that I've actually been working on.
Yeah.
And it helps out a whole lot with all of it. But yeah, I am to the point that I can break at any moment, and I have no idea how. I really have been trying to work on myself and to get things going again, and I've been doing a whole lot better than what I used to be, like say a year ago.
Right.
Oh, a year ago, like my kids didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
That's what made me definitely change.
Yeah, you can kind of notice it, and if you don't notice it, other people will let you know what's up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So no, I get that. Yeah, it sucks because, like, again, you recognize these things and you're like, man, this is stupid. What? Like, because honestly, you just gave that guy 20 minutes of your time.
Serious.
And you weren't even a second thought to him. He's like, "Yep, see you later." And you were already out of his mind. He didn't care. He didn't care about who he's pissing off. But for whatever reason, it's 20 minutes of your life now that you'll never get back. And you're just like,
down the drain.
What am I doing?
Down the drain. That's actually what made me just realize it. Like, why am I doing this?
Right. Why am I so pissed off about something so stupid?
I mean, so a lot of things that I've actually, and I actually told, I told one of our friends this a little bit ago, is that he was helping me a little bit work through some things. Mm-hmm. And I actually told him that I referred back to one of the most famous sayings, and I shouldn't even say famous sayings. I'm sure a lot of people may not have heard it. Maybe they have. I don't know. But it was from a movie. Do you remember the movie American History X? Mm-hmm. They're an incredible movie, right? It's scary. It's sad. It's drama. It's a lot. But there was a line in that movie that I absolutely just fell in love with. Has anything you done made your life better? That made me just snap out. And every time that I start going down that say a hole,
right,
start thinking about it. Has anything I done made my life better? No, it hasn't.
Right.
So that's actually something that my therapist thought of. What is one of your most famous quotes that you like to come up with, and what do you like to live by? Well, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of quotes. There's some pretty cool quotes out there, but there's this movie line that I actually fell in love with, and they were like, "That's a quote. That's a quote."
Right.
So live with it, live by it.
Yeah, if you have something to go off of and you find reference in it, man.
That's exactly what that is a reference. It's an online, it wasn't even an online resource, but it is a resource that I like to refer to. What about you though? Do you have any type of online services that you like to mention? Any apps or do you have like any type of therapy sessions that you like to do for yourself that you would definitely encourage for people to try to do?
Stay off of Facebook. Stay off of Instagram.
Absolutely. Social media.
If you want therapeutic, erase social media and just stay off of it for like a week, 2 weeks. Just freaking cleanse yourself of that shit. And it's amazing how like much you'll stay calm because you're not death scrolling, finding that next thing that's just gonna drive you nuts. Because how much of Facebook now is just shit people posting to like trigger people just to get clickbait, basically, right?
Serious.
So, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that internet's helped me anything. Like, they've helped me find things to study, maybe, just by Googling stuff. But I don't think I found any therapy or anything like that other than just getting off of the socials, because just trying to appease everybody or just seeing what everybody's doing, it just, I don't know, it's cumbersome. It gets very taxing on your own mental stability.
Sure. Oh yeah. I mean, we've got a topic here that we could probably talk about, and this is something that I've actually mentioned earlier in the episode already about a personal story. We obviously don't have to talk anything personal if you don't want to, but if you are willing to share like any type of story that you have that you suffer from, to see if there's anything that I could try to help you with.
I mean, right now, like the biggest thing that like, I don't know. And I see, like, this actually makes me think of why people don't like to talk, right? Like, because you feel stupid for the things that cause the trauma, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's not like I ever got in a gunfight, which is why I hate telling people that I'm in the military and I have PTSD, right? Because I didn't go through half of the shit Ty's gone through. I didn't go through half the shit that my buddy went through. And so, but like all mine came from like the first deployment or whatever. So it's my first time really gone from family, home, anything like that. I'm in Iraq, and we pretty much got rocketed every night, and that was just different for me. You'd hear the rockets coming in or all that stuff. You're having to get up, get in the bunkers, all that shit. And it's all just normal stuff. Like, it shouldn't even bother me. It's just another run-of-the-mill day, right? Like, anybody else you talk to, they're like, I don't know why you got that. Like, that didn't bother me. I have no idea. Like, it is what it is. But the thing that got me, I think the thing that got me the most, and I don't know if it's the fear or just the disgust, I don't know what caused it, but we set up a thing with our medical facility that was on the base or whatever, or on the FOB, to support the locals if they'd been hurt in the bombings or anything like that, that they were allowed to bring their trauma people in, and our trauma tent would take care of them, patch them up. Well, so if you had our hooch that me and our 11 other airmen, we were the only airmen on the whole damn base. Everything else was Army or Marines. But our little hooch was right towards the ECP, and they would have to drive them. So they're only like probably 5 feet. Their truck is only 5 feet away from our hooch, and it's the big cargo unit. So, or the cargo yard. But the trucks would drive past, and there were bodies in the back of the trucks. And so you're like, okay, they're just going to get fixed, or something happened, da 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 da. Well, we got in good with the nurses and stuff like that. And one of them, he came over to us and talked to us. And he's like, hey, when you see these trucks coming by, just stay in the hooch and stuff like that. And we're like, because I mean, we'd been out, we'd know, like, we're having to work our cargo yard and stuff. And I was like, okay, what's up? And he like, so what's going on is we're helping some of them, but some of them that are coming in will go to like stitch them up or go check and see what's going on. And they'll have cuts in their cavities and there's freaking wires sticking out of the bodies. And then, so they're literally sending live bombs into the fob and they're just using bodies. I'm like, how fucking wicked are you? But I mean, they're wicked because they're using kids and females as bullet catchers and all this other stuff. So I don't know. It was one of the things that just messed with me, and it's like just all the booms and the bangs kind of keep me going. Like that's why the fireworks could get me on my fun days. Like I said, for the most part, as long as I watch them, I'm good. It's when they go off behind me and I'm really close to them that I'm like, oh shit, what was that?
Very unexpected then.
Yeah, but like the funniest thing, I wouldn't even call it trauma, but like, so when we moved out here, right, where there's like, you've seen outside my house, there's no lights anywhere. So I get great night views and everything because I can see the star. I'm not blinded by the lights from the city and everything. But I think it was like one of the first nights or whatever, I had a flashback to Iraq just being in my backyard because all I could, like, some of the best nights I've ever seen, or most beautiful nights, were in those countries because there's no lights out. So all you see is the stars and that's it. Like just nothing but a black sky and stars and then moonlight to brighten everything because we had no lights anywhere.
Right.
So
it looks like like an eclipse out here, just dimmed out sun.
Yeah. So like I come out here on my first night out in my pasture and stuff, and I just look up and see stars, and dude, I'm instantly back in Iraq. I'm like,
no
what
kidding.
The hell is going on?
Holy moly!
And so I went and told my wife, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not like tripping or anything. It's just weird that like those two things connected like that. It was just weird to me. Like I couldn't be any farther from Iraq than in my own backyard, and I just instantly went right back to it.
Holy moly.
Just from being in nothing darkness.
Oh man.
So it was a trip.
I would imagine that'd be a trip. I mean, what's so weird about that is that, okay, story time again. So me and Tyler and our families, we were up camping up at Monte Cristo.
Okay.
And we've got a couple trailers. Everyone's all together. Me and Tyler. Okay, it might sound a little gay. It might sound.
With you and Tyler sounds a little gay. Let's just be real.
So
That's the biggest bromance I've ever seen in my life.
Serious. So we actually we wandered off and we were we just went into the meadow and we wanted to go hike it in the dark. We had a few drinks. We just started walking and everything, and all of a sudden we're looking up into the sky now. We just see stars. He says the same thing. This looks like Iraq. I'm not kidding. He said that. And then he just started, we had a couple drinks and he was just saying, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. And not to fight. He wants to go see it again.
Yeah.
Apparently, they've got an amazing sky. There's
the Middle East has an amazing sky. I saw the same situations in Jordan when I was just there. Like it's not contaminated by all of our pollution. Like
right.
Like I don't mean to, they're third world countries to a point, right? But like at the same time they don't have all of our garbage. So I don't know that. And maybe it's because when they put up our bases, they're in the middle of fucking nowhere. So maybe that helps. But yeah, I don't know. Kuwait, Jordan, Iraq, all three of them, that just probably some of the best night skies, or like the sundown and just. I don't know what it is, man.
A blue night sky and
some of my favorite nights, like the where there was no moon and all you could see were the stars. Oh, dude, it was just beautiful. It was just a black sky, no clouds, just black with just like literally somebody just poked holes in the sky to let a little light through.
That's wild.
Oh, they were beautiful. And then, but like the moon, like if you had nights with the moon in, oh, it was, because nothing else was going on, the moon's so bright, it would just light everything up. Like you didn't even need you didn't need headlights, you didn't need freaking street lamps, anything. Like you could walk by moonlight. It's just so bright that it's not contaminated by everything else. It's wild.
Man, it's so weird that you would just think that the Middle East can be a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I always thought that it never was. I always thought of it as a war zone. But
well, you have to, like, so. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just like here, right? We have war zones all over the U.S. that people just don't know about.
Okay.
Like, you have Detroit. You have all these downtown areas that are with the gangs and everything. They're not military war zones.
Okay.
But your police are going in to fight these wars all the damn time because so and so doesn't want to do these, and these are like they show the buildings down in downtown Detroit or whatever. It looks like a freaking bombing.
Right.
Right, and that's our own backyard.
Yeah.
So,
same with like the Portland area up in Oregon, or what was it that was over where George Floyd was going up? Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Or was it Minneapolis?
I think so. I don't remember.
I can't remember now. But yeah, same deal. Yeah, that's actually a great point.
But I mean, like you go to Jordan, right? Jordan's there's. If I remember, I want to say it's where Jesus is baptized is in Jordan.
Right.
Right. So there's all kinds of biblical stuff in Jordan, or in most of those Middle Eastern countries, and so like you can find a lot of beauty in knowing that, like that, right? But we get so hung up on this whole Muslim, Iraqi, whatever, because they brought bad things to us, right? So I get it, but at the same time, just because a few bad seeds doesn't make for the whole population, doesn't make for the whole country, the country as a whole, right?
Sure.
So it's one of those things, but yeah, if you can get past a lot of that other stuff and just look at it for what it is, like, again, I didn't have to deal with other things as other people. I know other people don't have the same views as me, right? So, but yeah, those are things that I try to remember, like not just the gunships going off or the tanks blowing up or like literally bouncing so much out of my bed because the tanks are just boom, 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 boom and vibrating me off of the bed. Like I try to remember the times when I can walk out and I'm like, this is actually just really, like, it's quiet. It's just, what is it? I guess serene. Like you're just there in the moment. So I don't know. We tried to make best for what we could, and I mean that's all any deployment is you have to try to make the best out of being in a shitty, like, deployments suck, hand down. It doesn't matter if you're if you've done them a million times or it's your first time, like they just suck. It doesn't matter if you're in the best deployment you think you can get. Like people say Kuwait's not a deployment, it's a vacation, and for the most part they're not wrong. It's going to Kuwait is just like going to Hill for 6 months. Okay. It's a base with a pool on it, and you go to work freaking for 12 hours a day. The difference is you're in a shithole, and it's hot. It's 130 degrees outside. Yikes. And you're away from your family. So to me, yeah, it's a vacation, but yes, it's still a deployment because
there are other worse places.
I don't get to go home to my wife every night. But yes, there are worse places. You know what I mean? So,
sure.
I don't know.
Man, holy moly, that's just bizarre with all of that.
And here I am, I'll do it again.
Like, sure, yeah. I mean, everyone says the same thing. You know, I would do it again. I would do it again.
Well, like what was it? I think it's the saying I've heard is, especially about Iraq or whatever, it's one of those places that traumatize us the most, but it's the place that we all keep trying to get back to, right? For whatever reason. And a lot of it is because what people don't think about, we all go back to it's easier. Like, for those that are single and anything like that, I encourage deeply to deploy because you're going to want to do it again and again and again. If you, because they are what you make them, right? Some people, they've done it once. I know a few people in my squadron right now, they've done it once. They'll never do it again because it was so traumatizing. They're like, that was nothing but backstabbing and da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, that sucks. Like I've had bad experiences, but nothing like that. So, but there's peace in deployment because all you have is work, gym, eat, sleep, repeat for 6 months, 9 months, whatever your rotation is. You're not worried about gas in the car. You're not worried about, oh, is this, like, if all your bills are on auto pay, or hey, you let all your bill providers know that, hey, I'm deployed, so now you're on deferment for 6 months or however long. So, like, you're not worried about any of that shit. You just go do the job and that's it. And there's peace in that because you're not worried about that. What am I going to eat today? You go to the defect and you're eating whatever the fuck they got on the grill.
Sure.
Like there's no thinking about anything. Just like I said, work, gym, sleep, eat, and maybe a shower and a shit every once in a while in there. But
every now and then a shower.
You can shower, but depending on where you're at, I mean, your showers aren't that great.
Man,
some showers are combat showers where you're 5 seconds of water just to get wet, then you lather up, turn it back on, and rinse it off. Or other times the water goes out. I was in Kuwait, the freaking vacation place.
Sure.
My water went out, I don't know how many times while I was there. So I'd be in the middle of my quick shower or whatever, and now I'm rinsing off by a freaking bottle of water because I have no water pressure.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, first world problems. Sue me. Listen, I joined Air Force. I signed my dotted line. Everybody else signed theirs. Leave me alone. Like, I'll take the ball busting. It's fine. But yeah, it's just stupid little things. But like Iraq, that was combat showers. Like, you literally, you hot showers weren't a thing. So like when I came home, I sat 20 minutes in a hot shower and I just sat there. I just wanted a warm, hot shower because all I've had for 6 months was a quick 5-second shower that was ice fucking cold.
Oh no!
So I was like, whatever. It's the little things.
It would be. It would be the little things, and I'm sure that goes for everybody. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, though. We did want to encourage everybody just to let you all know that you're not alone if you are. If you're involved with anything that's like this. I mean, there's other people that's other than just Tyler and Lonnie, and that goes through things like this. Just want to let you guys know that you are not alone. You're more than welcome to give a comment down in the comment section and discuss your story if you like. Not only that, just reach out to anybody that you're comfortable with. We've discussed that a little bit earlier, so let's go ahead and just end it with that note.
But while we're talking about that, like, again, I think we talked about it in the first episode. Like, if you have nobody to reach out, or you feel like you have nobody to reach out, or nobody's answering, like, and you're at one of those moments where you're like, especially if suicide's a thought in your mind, 988. It's a 3-digit number. You no longer have to remember that whole 10-digit number.
Yep, they made it easy.
988. So
988. I mean, if you don't have anyone that you don't feel that you're comfortable talking with, and you're at that point in your life, 988, and there's someone that will always be there 24/7, 365. Do you have anything that you want to wrap up with?
No. I think you did a pretty good job at stating it. Like, we're here. I mean, I know it's mainly family and friends that are probably listening to this right now, but if anybody wants to reach out, you know where to find us on the socials. And if there's something if any of the listeners want to hear us talk about anything or get our perspective on things, just leave a message or whatever for us. Shoot us a message, or just leave something on our post that you post actually every day. You post a daily quote, which has been really cool. I share the crap out of those. I think they're awesome.
Noticed.
But yeah, just like and share the stuff, and then comment to us, and that way we can make this better. We want to make this to where it's fun for us, but then it's helpful to other people also. So.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the goal is. Not just fun for us, it's also helpful for us as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. You are not alone. Give us a shout, and make sure that you share, subscribe, and give it a like. And tune in at our next episode when we're going to be talking about what makes dads happy.
Oh boy.
That's what our next episode's going to be, and that's going to be episode number 4 that will air in a couple weeks after you hear this one. So what makes dads happy is going to be next. Right now we're going to go ahead and sign off. I'm Curtis.
I'm Lonnie.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Porch Talk Podcast. We'll catch you again.
It's time to break the chain.